Let's talk about operators in Python. This is the addition operator. This one compares itself to itself. 3 is greater than or equal to 3. A is 7. Exponent and equate by 3. A is now 343. The first condition is false, so this is false as a whole. Is the string me a part of the string disappointment? And is this string equal to this one? Yes, it is. And this one XORs the values 2 and 3. Next, perfect square. A perfect square is an integer, the square root of which is also an integer. Write a function that takes in a non-negative integer and returns the next perfect square. If the integer, however, is not a perfect square itself, it makes it known. Let's first import the math module. This function next perfect square takes a number. The number's square root's integer part added to 1 and squared returns if the square root perfectly divides 1, that is, if it is an int. Otherwise, it returns not a perfect square itself. The next perfect square after 0 is 1. After 1, it's 4. After 3, well, 3 is not a perfect square itself. And after 4, 9, which is the square of 3. Remove vowels. Write a function that takes a string and removes any vowels in it. This function takes a string and the string S is an empty string. For each letter in the argument string, concatenate it to S only if it's not in this list of vowels. Then return S. This string has been stripped of all its vowels, and so has this one. Volume of a sphere. Write a function that takes in a sphere's radius and calculates its volume, rounded to 2 decimal places. You can import the value of pi from the math module for this. Let's import the math module. A sphere's volume is 4 by 3 pi r cube. We use math.pi for pi. Then we round up the resulting value to 2 decimal places. The volume of a sphere of radius 6 is 904.78 and that of radius 12.2 is 7606.21. Valid password. Write a function that determines whether a string makes for a valid password. For this, it must be at least 6 characters long and at most 12 characters long. It also must have at least 1 letter, 1 digit, and 1 character from $, hash, and @. This function takes a password, which is a string, and P is a list of the characters of this password. If this is smaller than 6 characters or greater than 12 characters, return false. If not a single character is a digit, return false. If not a single character is a $, a hash, or an @ symbol, return false. If not a single character is an alphabetical letter, return false. If nothing else, the password is valid, return true. This is not a valid password. This one has a number too, but still invalid. This one has an exclamation mark, but that doesn't matter. This one is 6 characters long and has everything, a digit, a letter, a hash. So this one is valid.